Good evening and welcome to the last day of the camp week as we're going to head into the weekend after this. Fridays, we're going to break down the middle linebackers, outside linebackers in this 3-3-5 defense. James, what about this unit kind of gets you excited for the year? I know it's a unit that at times struggled last year, but what do you kind of get excited for about this unit coming into 2014?
These guys are all tackling machines. I'm really looking forward to see Rory Island, his second year at middle linebacker, and we have so much depth at outside backer. One of the themes of the defense this year is speed and length. A lot of these guys can just fly and get after the ball. They caused a few fumbles last year. I think we caused maybe 7 or 8 as a team. 3 of them by Wilson Curtis. He's back at outside backer. I'm just looking for a lot of positive things from these guys in front of the secondary.
Now, you talk about this unit, you talk about linebackers in general. Their job is to pretty much stop the run game. In wins last year, the team gave up 116 yards in rushing offense to opponents. In losses, it was 218. How does this team kind of rebound from that and kind of cut down on those big gains from rushing attacks?
I think someone's going to have to be up front with the defensive line, but also linebackers are going to have to be a little bit more active and find the running lanes that the backs are trying to get through and just stuff the hole. And when you talk about stuffing the hole, the name that is going to pop into everyone's mind real quick is Rory Island, a middle linebacker, number 47. He's back for his 4th year. He started 33 games in his career leading up to this year. He's got over 140 tackles in his tenure, and he's backed up by Ladarian Robinson, a Hines Community College transfer here. So the middle of the defense is very solid, and they're just going to have to find those running lanes, especially up the middle, with us only having 3 down linemen, and make sure we kind of stop the running.
Now, you talk about this defense and you talk about making plays. This linebacking core didn't necessarily make the huge plays to kind of get the team started last year. Do you see any improvement on that? Roy Island, 3 sacks. Artravius Morgan, 3 sacks. And other than that, kind of no sacks from this group. Do you think that's kind of a focal point coming into this offseason and now fall camp?
Yeah, I think a lot of the focus in the offseason has been on the speed and been on the aggressiveness, getting upfield, finding the ball carrier, make tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Artavius Morgan led the team with 11.5. But you're right, we didn't have the high sack number. That's been a focus. Defensive ends are going to look to hold back the offensive tackle, create rush lanes for our outside backers around the outside and getting upfield on the quarterbacks, especially as they try to throw against a 3-man down line.
Now, if you talk about linebackers, you also kind of take a notice of maybe this group's either athletic or this group's either has size and strength their advantage. What kind of is the characteristic of this linebacker core coming into 14, maybe even in the future?
Speed and mean. These guys can fly after the ball, and when they come at the ball carrier, they hit with a lot of reckless nature. They want to hit you hard, strip that ball, knock it out, and let someone else get the scoop and score. We saw it a couple days ago in practice. The ball was stripped out of the running back's hands, and Landry Tulo was able to pick it up and score. Saw it earlier today in the Oklahoma drill that they went through. A couple fumbles caused by the defensive backs and the linebackers. These guys are just going to get after the ball and cause a lot of fumbles this year.
Now, you talk about the Oklahoma drill we just took part in a couple minutes ago. What did you kind of see out of the linebacking core in that drill? Were they kind of as chipper as they always are, kind of ready to go as they always are, or was it a little bit of rust that had to knock off, or were they ready to go?
It looked like the linebackers were the guys that were most ready to go. They were able to shoot the gaps, get the ball carrier in the backfield. You saw veterans in Rory Island and Wilson Curtis making plays. You saw some of the new guys, as I mentioned. C.J. Shepard, he's a new guy from East Mississippi. Robinson, as I said earlier, from Hines. Those guys got into the reps real quick and were causing the ball carrier to get tackled in the backfield. The linebackers really dominated the Oklahoma drill, in my opinion.
That's all we have for today's action of Inside Camp Delta. We broke down the linebackers today. Tomorrow it's going to be Tyler Sullivan, and the quarterbacks. But for more information, check out GoStatesman.com.